I live in DR.
You were born in DR.
I'm Dominican.
Dominican,
I
yeah,
went
yeah.
to study abroad.
Okay.
And a couple years later, my friend visits. I get into cigars. I got into rum pretty much at a similar time, maybe a few months earlier. You know, just Cuba Libre, just not.
Yeah.
I'm well into rum now, but back in the day, you go just
drinking
Cuba
what to
Libre
drink.
works,
Yeah.
of course.
What's affordable?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I came back to the R late 2012, and as soon as I arrived, I started getting involved with the industry, just getting to know people, going to some factories and see everything that's behind a cigar. That when you start, you have no idea.
No. I've never been to a factory before.
You're invited. Just anyone come to the R.
I've been to tobacco fields here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
There's some in Connecticut, which before I started here, didn't know that. I didn't know that there's some fields in Florida. Like
I was going to tell you that.
And even like, you know, when when a cigar has Pennsylvania broadleaf, I didn't even know that they had some up there in that area too. And this area particularly, you wouldn't think tobacco fields happen because you're only really in a good year, you're maybe getting 5 solid months to grow stuff properly.
Well, because of the weather. But the R is similar. We only harvest once a year.
Yeah.
I heard Nicaragua tries to do it twice. I don't know if they
can.
It happens every year.
Yeah.
Because they need the right conditions. That's what I heard. I don't know nothing about harvesting.
Yeah, no, neither do I. I mean, you hear some of these cigars that some of these plants are grown on the side of volcanoes because of the soil. And, you know, that's part of the marketing, I guess, of certain cigars, you know, or I'm only really starting to really develop a good palate now. So if I'm able to smoke something and I'll know the difference of like, okay, this was grown properly and maybe this is, if it's machine made, if it's machine made, you'll know it right away.
Of course.
You know, so cool. All right. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the episode. I'm going to do that again because it's not the episode. Hey guys, what's going on? Christopher Andrew here for Long Ash Podcast. We are here with Diego Castellanos of IPAC.
Yes.
Right, of IPAC.
Yep.
Him and his company made the beautiful box of the Juan Lopez that has recently come out. I know this is your first time you said you were smoking this, right? This is my second or third time smoking it, and I really do enjoy it. I know this has been kind of a labor of love between you and us here in terms of the marketing of this. Nick is not here this week. He wanted to be on the episode with us. I'd love to kind of hear you and him talk about this, you know, specifically. Mm-hmm. But I'm just excited to kind of get to know you. Before off air, you said you listened to our podcast, so it feels like maybe you know me. It feels like I know you. This is my first time meeting you. And yeah, I'm excited for you to be on today. Thank you. I appreciate you coming in and being on the podcast.
No, it's a pleasure. Never done it before, but I'm even though I do packaging, I've been smoking cigars longer than I've been doing packaging. So.
Yeah. So how long have you been ssmoking cigars for?
15 years.
15
or
years.
16 now, yeah.
And if you don't mind repeating, I know we were kind of off air, but you said you know you're from the Dominican and you studied abroad in Madrid.
Yes.
And that's where you kind of fell in love with cigars.
Yes. A good friend of mine visited me. It's funny because he wasn't in the R. He visited me, brought just a bundle, no rings. Now I know who made it. And
who was it?
It was Inter Cigar.
Okay. It
was Maurice. He's Dutch. He has a small factory in the R. He brought me a bundle. I don't even remember the size. I just remember that I enjoy them. And I was probably not doing it right. But I would imagine everybody at the first time is just not doing it right, doing the retro and everything.
One thing I tell people, because Tyler's new to smoking cigars, I told him, he was on a podcast once, I was like, just don't inhale. If you inhale it, you're going to get sick, you know? And that's the first thing someone told me was just don't inhale it.
Right.
Because you might get lightheaded. And I must have either inhaled it or if it was too strong for me at the time, I got a little like, oh man, I need like coffee or I need chocolate to balance it out. But no, you were saying when you first started, you know, when you were living in Madrid, you were enjoying all the, you know, rum and cigars are from the DR.
Yeah,
right?
and that's where I started drinking rum and smoking cigars. So my friends started sending me a bundle every once in a while for a couple of years. I came back to the R late 2012 to Santiago, so I was second,
in the heart of it.
first or second capital of the world of tobacco together with Esteli. So I started visiting factories, getting more interested in the product. I was not working in the industry, but I was at least getting more involved, going to the few cigar lounges that we had at the time. That has changed lately.
How so?
Not a lot of Dominicans were smoking cigar back in the day, 13 years ago. No. You go out and maybe you see one person smoking cigar at a terrace in a restaurant, and you had one or two lounges where, I don't know, I would imagine 10, 20 people at the same time would be there. But that has been evolving really fast the last, I would say, 3-4 years.
Yeah. I feel like when you're seeing, because working with a lot of cigars, there's always a leaf within the cigar from the DR, whether it's in the filler, the binder, or the wrapper.
Yep.
Right. And when I first started working here, I noticed a lot of Nicaraguan puros, or just a lot of tobaccos from Nicaragua being utilized in a lot of cigars. Now I've seen that shift of, this might have an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, but the filler and binder are from the Dominican Republic.
Correct.
So I guess you're right. You could see that's where you see the growth, right? Where there's just more tobacco being utilized in your favorite cigars, whether you're aware of that or not, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and you were talking about the marketing part of the volcanoes in Nicaragua, but I think there is a difference. You can really taste the difference between a Dominican and Nicaraguan tobacco.
I think so too. For me, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, I think Nicaraguans to me are just always more naturally spicy. There's a kick to it.
Yes.
There's just and it could be a Criollo or Corojo wrapper. With Dominican tobaccos, there's just like this creaminess, smoothness. I feel like I get a little bit of chocolate. I get a little bit of honey sometimes. I just get those flavors in there. And like off air, you were saying, and we'll talk more about it, how the 4 major things in the DR are cigars, rum, chocolate, and what was the 4th one? Sorry.
And coffee.
And coffee.
Yes.
And I feel like with cigars, I've never paired cigars with chocolate before, but cigars and coffee are like my thing.
Okay.
And I think when you're having a cigar with tobaccos from the DR, paired with a coffee, there's nothing like it.
I don't drink coffee, but a lot of people that I know tell me that is the best marriage is a cigar with coffee for them. To me, it's rum. And lately, IPAs, not because they necessarily go together, but I'm so into IPAs. And I prefer to drink them now even more than rum because they treat me better the next day. It's the pairing that I use, and it's probably not best pairing out there, but it works for me because I enjoy both. But
it also depends on what you're smoking with the IPA too.
Right. And if I'm going to smoke like a really good strong cigar, because I don't like medium, I go to medium to strong.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer a rum. And to me, that's like.
Yeah, I could see rum being smoother than an IPA because I feel like an IPA, we did an episode a few months back with a gentleman that has a brewery over here in New Jersey, and
I saw the episode.
And the IPA with the cigar, like I think it was the cigar I was smoking.
Oh, you did the pairing because I listened to it. I don't.
Sorry, we did.
I usually drive while listening.
Gotcha.
To
Okay, yeah, no, we did. He brought a few beers in, and we did. And the IPAs are very, to me, they're spicy, or hoppy. I guess would be the correct term.
They're hoppy and could get to fruity at the same time.
Yeah.
But I'm so into them that I smoke more with IPAs than with
nice.
With
it's
rum.
probably more refreshing too, right?
Yeah, but my goal is to be 100% the next day.
Yes, yeah.
So even though I drink 4 or 5 cans of IPA, I'm gonna feel it while I'm having them, but the next day I'm 100% new. That's not the case anymore with rum.
With rum, yeah.
Even if it's good rum, I still have a
wake
little
up
hard
like
time.
I need a glass of water.
Yes.
Now. So you said you got into cigars before getting into packaging.
Correct.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, how, since Nick's not here, like how this collaboration came to be with the Juan Lopez?
Yes. We've known JR for a little while. I've been in at IPAC 10 years now. The company has been around 18 years.
Okay.
And that's the reason I got into it. They were looking somebody that knew the industry, and they approached me thinking I work in the industry because they saw me in every
at factories,
Pro Cigar
fields,
at factories, my Instagram posts, and I was like, no, I don't. I don't work at the cigar industry. I'm actually working with technology at the time.
Okay.
With lights, with a Spanish company.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And
like for events and stuff, or
no, for industrial and commercial use. And they were like, "How come you're at every event?" I'm like, "Because I love cigars. I just enjoy them, and I've been around them for a few years now." And they're like, "We need somebody like you. Our company is very focused on tobacco, even though that's not the only thing we do.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be 70% of what we do. And the reason why the company started is cigars.
Okay.
It was for the cigar industry in the R. Because back in the day, there was not a cluster of companies that solve all the necessities of packaging in the R. Now, we do have the cluster, not only because of IPAC is there. There's other
but just
companies
the booming
too.
Industry of cigars in the DR, right?
Yeah, we're in the second boom, even though this quarter has been slowing down a little bit. I think we're all feeling it. But since COVID,
oh yeah,
it's a second boom. It's being compared to the 90s. Not as big in the R back in the day because Nicaragua was not big back then. So now it's a boom that we're sharing with also Nicaragua and I would say Honduras at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I personally feel Nicaragua, the DR, and Honduras are kind of like I want to say they're the forefront of cigars, but you're seeing a lot of cigars that just have tobaccos from those countries in them, right? And yeah, it's kind of wild to see living through COVID that boom, and I'm sure it was different by you where you live versus here. For us here at JR, people were stuck home and just like, well, give me all the alcohol and cigars to get through this, and it was on a up, and then it slowly has been coming down because it's not. I guess these items are not as high demand anymore because things have opened up and everything.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
not. It was not sustainable.
No,
I think, for the industry.
But I do wonder if, with things getting back to where they were, how obviously no one was going into lounges. Have they kind of seen an uptick in there of people going there now and like, oh man, I missed going out and smoking a cigar, So I wonder if it kind of balanced out throughout the entire industry. So.
I wonder if that has happened here. It has in the R. I'm not saying because of COVID, but the amount of lounges in Santo Domingo and Santiago, two main cities of the DR, and even the terraces of the restaurants, because there you can smoke. You cannot smoke inside, but you can smoke outside anywhere you want.
Okay, yeah.
So you go any restaurant and there will be people smoking at terraces. And that's something that's been going on for the last 7 years and increasing. It's not the case. Like
you don't see it here of people enjoying cigars like outside at restaurants because people are, I guess, still eating and don't want that around. But it's different, I think cigars are a little. I think in countries that have like you said, factories everywhere, tobacco.
How
fields.
can you say no?
Yeah. It's just there. It's just around.
If you and Nick visit us for business, how can you say no if we're in the industry, if we go to a restaurant and we want to smoke outside?
You can't. And it's an experience.
It makes no sense. Of course.
It's a different experience than what we have to go to lounges, and I know like in the early 2000s as well, like restaurants would allow smoking, and when that ban happened here, then that's when lounges, I'm sure, boomed, in the United States.
I would imagine.
But no, it's very interesting. So I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So you've been at IPAC for 10 years. And,
yes.
And they were like, you're our cigar guy, although they thought you were in the industry, and you're like, I just go to every event. So what was the first, I guess, product you worked on or company that you collaborated with when you started at IPAC?
When I started there, the first company I started working for, I handled pretty much all the clients, but I had Miami Cigars was one of the one. I know it's not premium cigar. Well, back at that moment, they were handling the distribution of La Aurora.
Okay.
So they had premium and they have all the Tatianas. We make pretty much all the packaging for the Tatiana.
Nice. I love the branding and style of Tatiana. It feels very 80s to me. I don't know, maybe not. Just the color. It's very colorful.
Yes, and so I started with IPAC. We went on a trip to visit all our clients, mostly Florida and Nicaragua, because we do produce for Nicaragua and ship plenty of packaging to Nicaragua.
Really?
Too.
Okay.
So we went there so I could meet all our key accounts and smaller clients too if we had the time. And I started a relationship directly with Miami Cigars, which still go on. We're still growing, doing new projects. I don't know if you have seen their Outcast
Yes.
brand.
Yeah.
We do the packaging for
Nice.
them too.
Yeah, I like that. I like the.
And they were away from whatever they were doing, so
I like the brand. Tyler, you have a T-shirt, an Outcast T-shirt, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I love the branding and the look of that.
I'm jealous because I told Jason I wanted a T-shirt. I got it.
Yeah.
But
No.
It was sitting on that desk here, and I just took it.
Yeah, I went on paternity leave, and then Tyler came in, and then I come back, and he has all this swag. I'm like, that's a pretty cool advantage of working with Nick, because Nick was like, here's a hat, here's this, here's that, you know. So,
Right.
But no, I love that. Yeah, I love that. I love the design.
I got the
packaging for
cooler
that.
though. The
Oh,
jetty
yeah.
they have.
Nice. Yeah, I mean that's better than a T-shirt. I feel like.
True, I was gonna say that. So now I still wanted a T-shirt because you can use it every day.
Yes, that's
Because
true.
the cooler is so big. Like if I have you in my house and I need a little cooler, that's too
It's not
big
gonna
for
work,
a couple
yeah.
of friends. You know,
Yeah.
that's more for the beach.
The beach. Yep.
Yeah,
Or
but-
outside party, right? Yeah.
Exactly, but it was an amazing present. So we do also Outcast for them, and I would say them from the States, La Aurora from DR, they're big clients too,
Yeah.
together with General Cigar, they're part of Scandinavian Tobacco.
I love La Aurora, by the way. Their cigars. Have you smoked them?
Of course.
Yeah, they're like one of my favorites, honestly. The La Aurora 107 Nicaragua. Is it Nicaragua? But the La Aurora 107
They do have a
was
107
one of my
Nicaragua.
favorites. Yeah, yeah. So
That's a great factory to visit if you ever come, because you mentioned you've never been to
Yeah,
a
I've never
cigar
been.
factory.
never been. I would love to go and bring my
In
camera.
a couple of days, we can visit 3 or
Yeah.
4, and definitely La Aurora should be one of them.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be great.
And from Nicaragua, Joya, Nicaragua,
Yep.
because that was our first client in Nicaragua.
Oh, really?
So it's a special relationship for us because they kind of opened the market to us to
In Nicaragua?
We've been working with them for even before I started. So we started doing Joya Red boxes for them.
Nice.
I would say 11, 12 years ago, because I've been at IPAC 10 years and that was already there. But then I came there and I developed the rest of the family, which is Cabineta, which was later Joya Black, which came after Red, and other projects that are smaller that we have worked together. So they're not a huge company, but definitely very special to us, and we love to work with them. The cigars are great too, by the way.
If you watch I know you said you listen. If you watch the Mount Rushmore episode, one of my favorites is the Joya de Nicaragua, Antonio, Connecticut.
Oh, you said Antonio, and then you
that was the box. That was when I first started working here. That was the first box I bought for myself. I just love that cigar.
Was that the last one you bought for yourself?
No. The last one was one of the. The last one was one of the GR50s. But like I said, I've been pretty spoiled here. But that was the first box I bought. I remember we were just dating at the time, but my wife was like, she's like, when you're done with that cigar, I need that box for like filing, because it was just the shape of it was beautiful and it fit 25 cigars in there, and it was just, and I ordered it during like right before COVID, so I had like my stash, I was good to go. And yeah, but it's like, but I definitely, and the Antonio itself, not just the Antonio Connecticut, both I really enjoy, and I've been trying to explore more Joya Black, and I think they have a Joya Silver too, right?
And we do the box.
Yeah,
too.
those are some of my favorites too.
They launched it. We didn't do the packaging, and then they transitioned to us to a paper wrap box similar to Juan Lopez.
Really?
It was painted at the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Since it was part of the family of Joya Red, they want it all to be paper wrap, and we did that.
interesting.
They did that move like 2 years ago.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, we've been doing it for a couple of years now.
So what are some, I guess, challenges that come with the job? Is it trying to be on the same page as the cigar manufacturer in terms of how they want the box to look? I'm assuming it's a very, like, you able to kind of flex your creative muscle too with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you're a very creative person, or this job made you become more creative in that sense?
We don't develop artworks, but this definitely push you to be more creative and especially more detail oriented.
Yeah.
You see a box like beautiful Juan Lopez box, and the credits to the designer, not to us. We just executed his idea the best way we could. But there's so many details that go in a cigar box that I would say 99% of cigar smokers have no idea about it. If you're not in the industry and in the packaging industry, you would never find out because just one letter that it's missed, you got to throw it away. One word that shouldn't be there because now there's some regulations and not all the words that could be used before is there and you missed it, it goes away. So it's so detail oriented. The printing processes like foil, like embossing, has to be so precise. Even for boxes, people would think just for rings because they're smaller, but for boxes it's even worse because it's bigger. If there's a mistake, it'll be easier to find, definitely. And if it's poorly executed, even the final consumer will see it.
Yeah.
So definitely, it made me very detail oriented, and that is something I'm more detail oriented for everything now.
Yeah,
Of
I'm
that.
sure.
Because any mistake can cause. Obviously, there's tools that those things don't happen, and filters like PDF proof that you send the clients, and they review everything and they sign it. Means everything is good. And if they skip a mistake, at least you're not responsible. Doesn't mean you don't feel bad about it and responsible at the same time.
Yeah.
And that should have happened because we should have caught it, even though the PDF is the last filter for the clients to look for any mistakes or something that's missing. Obviously, we can, to a lot of clients and projects, we do final samples like we did for Juan Lopez. And getting into Juan Lopez, you asked earlier, and I didn't get into it because I wanted to just...
No, I know. We're going everywhere. Yeah. Sorry.
No, we're back to Juan Lopez for a little bit. You guys have a designer. I don't know if I can mention his name here. Silver.
Yes, yeah.
From Mad Agency. We started doing projects with him, I would say 2-3 years ago, not that long.
I think he's been here, I want to say at least 4 years. Because he's been able to design a few boxes that are just out of this world.
Oh, we're working more on projects.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple of boxes there.
Yes, like the Pure Origins,
the 150 anniversary.
Yep, the 150th.
Romeo and Julieta.
The Monte Cristo 90th.
Yeah,
he was a part of. So he's a part of a lot of boxes that people may not be like totally aware of.
Yeah,
you know?
And
but
there's more stuff coming that I'm not gonna mention because they're gonna be new in the market.
Nick will kill me. Yeah,
but there's new stuff coming, and I think it's just great. And it's a funny story. We have worked in the past with small projects. We've never met in person until February this year. So, and we were not in contact for a few months. And Pro Cigar came. For the first time ever, Pro Cigar included a packaging company for the tours. So IPAC was part of it. It was half of the day us, half of the day Casa Carrillo, the same group.
Wow.
So they were walking around, and he mentioned his name. I read his name. Either he mentioned or I read his name. I was like, Silver. It's not a very common name, especially in the R. I was like, Silver. He's like, don't tell me you're Diego. I'm like, come on, man, why are you here? You never told me you were coming to Pro Cigar, blah, blah. And we went out even for lunch after that.
That's awesome.
He skipped the group and we went out for lunch. We started talking projects after we met. He saw our capabilities. He didn't know them because a lot of times you work with designers and have never been to IPAC. They don't know how things work there.
Yeah.
And what are our strengths and what are not our strengths to see where they can, guide their creativity for any packaging. So I think that opened his mind a lot to what we can do for him. And we talked briefly about some projects. Juan Lopez was the first one. I didn't see any artwork. He explained me what he was looking for. And he wanted a wood finish, right? And I remember, and he told me it's going to be a white box. It's going to have gold. and I was like, "Don't worry, I think I have the right paper for your project, which is if you can see this box. I don't know if it's. I don't think the camera will show it.
That camera's a closer one up on you, so yeah.
So there's a texture that simulates wood, if you can see it.
Yep.
Besides the printing, you can feel it even. So that's a paper. That paper comes like that. That's
Really?
called a special paper. So I was like, Silver, I'm gonna send you a little piece of that paper in white. And I think this is a paper to go with this project. So I sent it to him here to New York, to this area. And he's like, this is it. It was right away. This is it. I'm sending you the files. I want a final sample by PCA. And that's what we did.
Wow.
So this is pretty recent, let's say.
Yeah. Well, yeah. PCA was
April.
Wow. So yeah, from February to April.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So you had a quick turnaround.
Yes. We brought the sample. We met with Nick, with Brad, and with Silver. They saw it, and they were so happy about it. It's like, just send me the proof. We're moving forward. This is exactly what we wanted. And I'm going to give the credit to Silver for the design and to that special paper that has nothing to do with us. We had it.
Yeah.
You need to have it and know that it exists. And we actually used it before for a product. And I saw a box here that doesn't exist anymore. The cigar does, but it moved to a painted wood box.
Can you say what it is?
They chop one.
Yes.
They chop one box in green.
Yep.
He has that paper. It's just that in the green doesn't look as good as in that white wash finish.
Have you seen the box of the aging room bin number 2? Mm-hmm. It's very similar, and I think it always had a special look to it. And looking at the box up close now, really for the first time because I stole this from Nick's desk. Yeah, I think it just blends in so well with the typeface and then the logo, and it looks, to me, it looks very authentic versus some other boxes that I don't want to sound too, I guess, harsh or critical. There's some boxes that look a little like not too pristine, but it's like, oh, this is really glossy and fancy and you want to treat every box as if it is a piece of art. But they look like almost like this looks like when I'm done with this cigar, like I would have this somewhere in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like I could use it as like a piece of artwork, right? You know what I'm saying? Some boxes
boxes
don't
give
look
you
like that,
correct,
and some do. And I think the style of this box, anyway, I think it would be like eye-popping to people who don't even like cigars. Like I was saying with my wife, she just loved the box of the Ontario, Connecticut. No, she doesn't smoke. She doesn't care that I smoke, but she doesn't. She's taken a few puffs and she's like, okay, but she likes to smell. Like when I come home, she's like, oh, I could tell that you had a cigar.
Oh, at least
and she doesn't get upset. She doesn't get sick. No, she's like, oh, I liked, but she could tell. I think I did a few episodes ago where she's like, I could tell when you had a darker cigar or a lighter cigar. I was like, how?
Really?
Yeah, like how? How can you possibly tell? She's like, what'd you smoke today? Something dark? I'm like, yeah. How did you know? But she definitely appreciates it. Obviously more that I've been here and talk about it, and she's an artist and she appreciates like the artwork for certain boxes, right? So it's pretty. And I always say this. I think cigars in general, and you said it too. Like 99% of people don't know what really goes into creating the perfect packaging for a cigar. From creating it, like you and Silver sat down, created it, to executing it. I know you could probably look at a box and say if there was something wrong with it in terms of like lettering or right away, right? Like that, but that's that attention to detail that you have developed over time.
Of course.
And I think that's great.
An everyday thing we have to do. It's just what it is.
And I think you having such a love for cigars, I think that only helps you out more, in my opinion, because you're able to kind of really understand like what if a company goes to and what they're trying to envision. I think you're able to execute it because you know the history of cigars.
I think I know a lot of the history.
I think you would do. Yeah. I mean, if you're like, I don't know too many people in my personal life, not work, because work we get to go to cool places, but like none of my friends are really big cigar smokers, right? My father-in-law is a huge cigar smoker, and I'll tell
So
him,
is mine.
is he? Yeah, and I'll
Yes.
tell him like certain things about cigars. He's like, "Damn, I never knew that." But he's been smoking for 40, 50 years, and he still has just because he's just been like the Noblies, machine made, right? I'll give him Romeos or I'll give him Monte Cristos. He's like, that was a damn good cigar. I'm like, that's why you got to.
machine-made.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's why you have to explore. He likes smaller cigars. He loves Arturo Fuentes. Loves them. Like if I get my hands on them, I'm like,
That's
here you
another
go.
factory you should go to, and
Yeah.
he should come down with you guys if you ever come, because
Yeah, I gotta
if he's been
just.
smoking 40 years, he deserves to visit a factory.
Yeah, maybe that's a good trip I could bring him to one day.
And
honestly.
his sides are, he's gonna think different from cigars.
Oh yeah.
even though he's already appreciating them.
Yeah, but that's what I was like. That's what I was trying to get at before I of course sidetracked again. But there's such an it's a great balance of science and art. And I talked about that with Eric Calvino on last week's podcast. There's just such a great balance between the two. The scientific part obviously comes when you are fermenting,
Right.
with the curing barns.
Yes.
But then really, when you're creating a cigar, like for me, I do acting, writing, directing on the side. If I want to write something, it takes me a while to create the script, and then I can create the world, right? So
Okay.
if there's certain cigar manufacturers that have like, an idea for a blend, and then it just turns into, a story or paying homage to somebody, paying like have you had the Las Calaveras from Crown Heads?
I have.
That's, the Day of the Dead. That's to
Right.
honor the people that we've lost in this past year.
Yes.
Like, that's just one line. That's that's beautiful to me. And that's what I love. And then the packaging goes along with it.
Right.
So there's not, if you're not smoking or in the cigar industry every day, you're going to not, I don't want to say you're not going to appreciate it, but you don't really know like how much goes into it.
Oh yeah. And not only packaging, just crafting a cigar. How many hands they touch tobacco
300 hands they
after
say?
we can smoke
Yeah.
it. My wife, differently from yours, she can also obviously know when I smoke
Does
a
she
cigar.
smoke?
No.
No. You're like, no, not at all.
She doesn't smoke. She's not a big fan. She doesn't mind the smoke, but no.
Yeah.
But at least she appreciates what I see in cigars
Mm-hmm.
and my passion for cigars. I brought her during Pro Cigar to a Davidoff tour, I would say 7 years ago, maybe 2017, 2018, more or less. And we did the tour. It's an amazing tour. It's an amazing factory. And at the end, she told me, I get it.
Yep.
I still don't like them. I'm not going to smoke. I don't like the smoke around me, but I get it. I get what you appreciate. And that was enough for me.
Yeah, how many people are working on to get out one cigar line? One
And all
size
the
even.
processes that
Yeah.
go. People that don't smoke cigars, they see you even, in New York City, I'm not even going to talk about it because it pisses me off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you're like an alien in New York City when you're smoking in the street and everybody
Yeah.
else is smoking whatever they're smoking.
yeah,
and,
that's
and they're good, but I'm not good, But people that don't smoke have no idea what's all the work that's behind this. And when you go to a factory and see a roller rolling a cigar, and that they can only make 300, 250 a day because it's a limit, because then they're going to get tired
Yep.
and start making mistakes. You got to respect the product, obviously. And you go like, wow, this is 100% handmade.
Yeah.
There's no machines.
No, and like I said, you could definitely tell the love and care that goes into it, I've said this before, but like Nick has always been like, I've never really heard you say that you don't like a cigar. I'm like, well, I'm not vocal about it because what I might not like, that our palates are not the same.
Of course. And we'll never be the same.
And we'll never be the same. And you've been smoking longer than I've been smoking consistently. I've only been smoking consistently since I started here. I would enjoy cigars before I started here, 6 years ago, but I wasn't really ingrained in the cigar culture like I have been since I've worked here and smoking and enjoying it. So your palate's a lot more developed than mine. You say you like stronger cigars. Recently, I've been enjoying Connecticut, like any Connecticut wrapper, like Connecticut Shade or Broadleaf, Connecticut Broadleaf.
Yeah.
I just have been gravitating towards them more. Next year, I might hop on back on the Nicaraguan Puro train. You just don't know how your palate's going to be. So I don't
Right.
want to say, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And
But you prefer stuff.
I definitely prefer stuff more than others, but I also, just like for me with movies, I try to appreciate the art of a movie because I know how hard it is to make one.
That's because you're in the industry.
Yes. I don't know how hard it is to really, I understand maybe how hard it is to make a cigar, but I'm not in there in the trenches doing that. Now,
Right.
if I visit a factory, if I visit seeing people work on the fields for a few days, then I know my appreciation is just going to go up
Oh,
100% more.
Whoa.
Because you don't know, like they're working hard to create this for you, you know? And I know people want to complain about all the time about, prices and, oh, I wish cigars went back down to like $10 a cigar. And
remember those? I remember those days.
yeah, I mean, I think when I started here, an average cost of cigars, I would see like $7.50 for a single cigar. Now, the average is about $12 to $13.
Yeah.
Things have gone up, but it's also the cost of making these things and
Yes.
shipping them over here, right?
The marketing behind it, the storytelling behind it, it costs.
Yes, everything costs. Yeah,
And nowadays, a lot of the good cigars we smoke, they do have a story behind them to tell.
yeah, and you're basically, to me, some people may not look at it this way, but to me, you're paying for that experience. You're paying to get a box of 25 shipped to you. And if you open the box, I think I might be wrong here, but
That's a 21 cigar box.
yep. Yeah. So you see the design here, and I believe on the I guess band for the box.
This
Yeah, right here.
this is a guarantee seal.
The guarantee seal, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. The story's on the guaranteed seal. So whether you look at it, whether it's on the seal, whether it's on the inside of the box or behind the box, even sometimes for certain boxes, there's a story there, and you're paying for that, you know.
course.
And it people might be like, I don't care about the story. Just give me the cigar. All right, well then, not for nothing. Not a bad thing. That's maybe if you just want the best price for cigars, then bundles are for you. That's what it is. Bundles strictly are for you because they are marketed for, saving money, getting 30 to 50 at a time.
That's for people that smoke a lot of cigars a day. I would,
like four times a day.
Especially for
Yeah.
that. Obviously, your income is gonna determine how many cigars you're gonna buy every month and the price of them, obviously. But I think bundle is more for people that have the time to smoke 5-6 cigars a day. I would imagine. I don't have that time.
No.
I smoke. I don't even smoke every day, but
A few a week.
a few a week. I can go for 3 on a day on a weekend. During Pro Cigar, I'm not even gonna say how many you smoke. You can go up higher than 10 cigars a day.
I'm sure.
You just
Because
wake up.
you're waking up and but you're around that too. When we have events here, where I don't want to speak for Tyler, but like for me, I'll have 2 or 3 in one event.
Right.
Because someone hands you a cigar, or you're like, all right, I tried it, I didn't mind it, let me try something else.
Of course.
Or, like I was saying, if you're going to an event that's a few hours, you're going to want to maybe have 2 or 3 cigars at
Right.
one sitting. Or if you even go to the lounge, you're going to want to do that. So you said like 70% of like what you do is working with cigar boxes,
Right.
correct? What are some other like packaging IPAC does?
We do tags for the textile industry, like for
Nice.
not necessarily for the brand I'm wearing right now, but for a lot of brands because there's a textile industry in the free zone in DR that do a lot of American brands.
Oh, nice.
So we do tags for that. We work for the chocolate industry.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, that's
Diego was kind enough to bring us some chocolate, and this is packaged by IPAC.
we make that packaging. It's 100% Dominican chocolate, owned by a Dutch dude. That is in the banana industry, by the way.
That's crazy.
And his second venture in the R now
Is
is chocolate.
chocolate?
And they're big in banana. And they're starting, and I think with that product, the design is all theirs. I think it's a beautiful design. I think it was well executed by us. And I think it's only going to go up. And it's 100% artisanal too, similar to cigars. So it's not a cheap chocolate that is going to be mass sale.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be in the States sooner than later. And it's already in Europe and in DR.
There's definitely a niche for our artisanal like chocolate. I know people who, what was it? That Dubai chocolate. Have you
Yeah.
heard of the Dubai chocolate? Like the craze of that. People are willing to pay so much for something like that, you know.
Which
so
to me, it's unbelievable.
yeah. Oh, it's a fad. It's you could say for me, I think it's more so you see a fad on social media and you want to, and I got to try that. Then, you know, I got to try that.
And then everybody goes crazy about it.
But you never know with some people. I know one person specifically. She's like, yeah, I like M&Ms, but I'll taste a nice dark chocolate that might be a little bit more expensive. Like, all right, that's you. You know, that's all you. But she's a foodie, you know, so she likes to try different.
But everything
things.
is palate. You're saying you're spoiled. It happens with chocolate. It happened with beer.
Yep.
15 years ago, I would never drink an IPA.
Oh, really?
And I started drinking IPAs. There's two people responsible. My father-in-law, believe it or not, which I was only dating his daughter back then, and my brother-in-law. So he's an American. He's married to my sister. They live in New Hampshire. They
Nice.
used to live in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I came here one year, and he took me to a brewery called Other Half. And he created...
In Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Yes, I've been there.
And I'll be there tonight.
Yeah.
And he created a monster. And I remember when, not with my brother-in-law, but my father-in-law used to give me IPAs, and I go like, I'm not enjoying this. And he's like, shut up. This is, your palate will get educated.
Yes.
And you're going to start enjoying them sooner than later. Keep drinking. Mm-hmm. And I think after a couple months, I was like, whoa, so this is good. So every time I come to the States, I'll bring IPAs with me.
Yeah.
If I go shopping,
load
shopping
up,
for IPA.
load up, yeah.
Load up a couple cases in my 2 suitcases.
Bring them back home.
Check them in the belly of the airplane and having IPAs. So with chocolate, with cigars, with anything that you put in your mouth, you educate your palate.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and this is bad news for a lot of people, for all of us, and for our pockets, your palate go up and there's no going back.
No.
You already appreciate what's better, what's good for you, which is usually more expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to go back down.
No. I mean, that's a great point because do you know, with cigars, do you want, you smoke a $25 cigar. Are you going to really want to go back to those $250 bundle cigars? I mean, if for your palate,
If
like,
you can
if we're
afford
being
it,
honest,
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think
if
so.
we're being honest, yeah, you
can smoke a good $12 cigar that can compete with a 25.
Yes,
But not go down to the bundle cigars. At least, maybe if you cannot afford to smoke a more expensive cigar every day and you want to smoke every day, you should have the bundles and leave the good stuff for the weekends.
Yeah.
Or
I was just gonna say, if you can have a balance of that in terms of if you are a person who smokes 3 cigars a day, one in the morning, your afternoon, and then your nightcap, bundles are the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Or the rare occasion boxes of 50 or boxes of 40. You don't really see that anymore. Trend I'm seeing a lot is boxes of 20 or 25, and I think they last a good amount.
As a cigar smoker, in the R, we have an advantage that you guys here don't have. And again, you work in the industry, so you're spoiled with it. Most people that smoke don't work in the industry.
Yeah.
So we have the factories right there. We're able to buy no rings, no boxes cigars. Doesn't mean you're buying a great cigar, but you can buy very good bundle of cigars just for your own smoke, to smoke at home.
Straight from the factory?
Oh, yeah.
Really? How big are these bundles?
That's not a business. It's through connections.
Yes, yeah.
It's for me to smoke it at home, and every month you may buy a 20 cigar bundle.
Yeah.
For the price of bundles in the States.
That's not bad.
Obviously, there's no rings, there's no brand.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
you have an idea what it is. Sometimes there's secondhand, meaning not secondhand, meaning
one-offs
they have a little detail that cannot go into the market, but for smoking it's perfect and it's the right blend.
No, you're right. Secondhand seconds, like Oliva has Oliva seconds,
right?
And everyone always looks at seconds as a bad thing, but it's not that. And it means that tobacco is bad. It's just they couldn't use that for this specific
Sometimes
line.
the wrapper had 2 colors.
Yeah.
The vein was a little bit there. But do you care if you're paying $3?
No.
And it's a $15 cigar that you're
Straight
probably
from the
smoking.
factory? No.
Who cares?
No.
The company's saving a little bit in the packaging also. And a lot of them do. and they cannot use their real packaging for something that's not going to go on the market. So either they throw them away or they smoke them.
Yeah.
So a lot of factories in Nicaragua, I know a few of them, smaller ones, that they'll sell you the second hands, what they call the rejected cigars. Yeah.
How are you? I had this question for one of our graphic designers a few months ago, and I asked her, when she's looking at certain designs on boxes, is she kind of critiquing it as an artist, right? Same for you. If you're looking at certain packaging, do certain packaging inspire you? Are you kind of like, I would have done that differently? I think we all, in a profession we work in, no matter what profession, you're always kind of thinking, when you see something similar to your profession, you're always kind of like, I probably would have done that differently. Or you notice something that either inspires you, or you're like, oh, they let this go to market while this letter didn't look correct, or the design didn't look as good as it could have been.
Every day. But at the same time, you have to remind yourself that somebody designed that, and I don't know who did.
Yeah.
And there's probably a reason why and a story behind what they were looking for when they designed it. I don't have to like it, but I have to understand that there's probably a logic, even though it's a creative thing, behind it. And only the designer can tell you, or the people that were working with the designer. So
that is true.
I do respect that a lot, because I may tell you I will go this way. I would use this gold color. I'll use another one maybe for financial reasons. But I try to respect the original design, because there's a reason for the designer to do it, which I have no idea what it was.
Gotcha.
And I'm nobody to, ask questions about it. There's a reason, and the owner of the brand probably told that designer what he wanted, and they agree in that, and I have to respect that, because there's definitely a history behind it. Doesn't mean as a smoker and as a person that works with packaging, I have my own opinion about it. But if I share with people very close
that
to
you
me
trust.
off the record. Off the record. And if I really have a lot of a good relationship with that brand or with that person, I will.
It's more of an open communication between that. Yeah.
Suggest. And sometimes they even ask me, "Can you suggest what do you think about this?"
That must be good too, because I feel like maybe at times you're like, I want to give my input, or I want to be honest with them. Some are probably like, no, this is kind of how it's being. But when they can go to you and you're like, if I can speak freely,
right,
this is what I would do. And I think that's more of a collaborative effort.
And I'll compare it with construction. There's an architect and there's the civil engineer that's going to execute whatever the architect designed. And it's the same thing. The design is beautiful. You're going to see a render. It looks amazing. But it has to be makeable. You have to be able to make it in a, efficient way at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's when you sit with the designers and you go, not to lose your idea, we should go a little bit this way, because it'll be difficult to reproduce in production.
Mm-hmm.
I can even make probably a sample that's going to look exactly the same. Doesn't mean you're able to reproduce it for 10,000 boxes, for example.
Yeah.
So designers and whoever executing the designs have to be in the same page, because otherwise it won't be efficient to make it. You'll say it's going to cost you a lot, or we don't want that project because it's something that's too difficult for us to execute. So you have to be kind of in the middle. Mm-hmm. And I compare a lot with architects and civil engineers.
I mean, that's probably for your job. I think that's the best comparison too, because you have two entities coming together, being, having a certain vision.
The operations and the creative part.
Yeah. And are you able to execute that, really flawlessly, or just with very little hiccup? I could imagine it being a little difficult at times. You're the pressure of wanting to execute the vision correctly.
And you do, because if the designer's not happy, he might not want to go your way for the next project. So
yeah, I'm assuming you're always kind of working for, even like with film, you're collaborating with someone, and although you are working together, you're hoping this works towards future collaborations. Right. So you have that in the back of your mind too.
This is cigars. Cigars is all about relationships.
Oh yeah.
So the industry works definitely like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, I've had some of my favorite relationships in the industry with people I've just met.
So do I.
And and you can bond over smoking a cigar. I've gone, I've had interviews, and then I've gone out to lunch afterwards with some of these guys, and we're sitting there talking about everything under the sun. And you're like, cigars brought us together. Like,
I don't think there's another product. There might be another one. Correct me if you know another one that bond people like cigars do.
I can't think of any, honestly. I don't know if like wine and spirits, you want to kind of put them in the same, under the same umbrella for cigars. I think cigars is just kind of one of one, and you don't understand it until you experience it.
I think the conversations you have with people you don't know while smoking a cigar at a cigar
lounge,
bar,
yeah,
at a lounge, they don't happen with any other product. No beer, not spirits, not to me at least, and I don't think for a lot of people.
I've never gone to a bar by myself. I've gone to cigar lounges like by myself all the time.
So
and
do
I end up talking with people around me, whether they're like, "Oh, what are you smoking?" Or
that's how you start.
Yeah, the leaf by Oscar has the tobacco leaf over the cigar.
Right.
And I remember, I tell this story a lot, but I remember one of the guys there was like, "Oh, it looks like your cigar's messed up." I was like, "Hold on a second," and I took it off. He's like, "It's wrapped in tobacco leaf." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What is it?" I was like, "Leaf by Oscar." And then we just sat to talking, and I found out he used to play college football back in the 90s. And
amazing.
He was a kicker on like one of the best college teams
wow.
ever. And that was right here in the lounge.
Because I'm Dominican, but I'm a big NFL football fan.
Nittany Lions, 1994 Penn State Nittany Lions. He was the kicker.
For Paterno.
Yeah. He was a kicker. And then he works right up the road at one of the buildings over here. And it was just after work one day where I was like, yeah, I got nothing going on. I wasn't with my wife at the time. We weren't living together. I was like, I'm going to have a cigar after work. Like, I'm going to try it out. And I've made, although, I work here, I've just made relationships over at the lounge with all the employees. And it's just, I can go in there and talk to them for 20, 30 minutes. So I can be like,
easily.
When I got married, I was like, what I want to bring to my wedding is probably what I shouldn't bring. What would you bring for, a wedding of 90-something people where anyone could smoke? And they were like, Romeo and Juliet to 1875, 2 boxes. I'm like, right there and then there, right?
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, and they were gone.
Talking about weddings, same factory that did this cigar did my cigars for my wedding.
Really?
I got married spring 2021.
Nice.
This factory was starting, and we're good friends even before we were in the
That's
industry.
Awesome.
And he made my cigars, and they were amazing.
Were they like signature cigars for you, or?
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
He was smaller company then. Mm-hmm. He's not huge, but it's a medium size and growing really fast. But back in the day, he just had a few blends. He gave me like 5. Enjoy them. Let me know which one do you want for your wedding. And I chose 2. I chose a stronger blend because I wanted for me because it was my wedding. And there was definitely a lot of people that smoke cigars. Even though it was during COVID, it was still one of the biggest weddings that were able to happen during.
Yeah, we got married during COVID too.
We were 130 people more or less.
Yeah, we were about.
In the art, that's small, but for the times, it was big. And I would say, I don't know, 50% of the people smoked.
Yep.
Pretty much every guy would smoke.
I mean, so we had a small ceremony in my mom's backyard for like just family. And I think it was good because there's some people that went to that wedding that are no longer with us. So right time, perfect time.
Okay.
I brought some of my favorite cigars for that. That was in June of 21. And then we just signed a document for like the venue that we were going to get married at. They wouldn't let us they wouldn't give us our money back, blah, blah, blah. So we're like, you know what? We're just going to have one big-ass party at this venue. We invited about 110 people.
Wow.
I got 2 boxes of cigars. And similar to you, and there were cigars right on our table by us. I just kept seeing my buddies, my uncles, my dad, come up, grab a cigar. Yeah, I'm not really a cigar, but hey, they're here. Let me try them. And we went outside. We smoked. I saved the H. Upmann 175th for myself to enjoy at that night because I'm not going to give them out.
Did you personalize it? Did you put a ring?
No, I just had. I used it for the photos and all that. It's just one of my favorite cigars. But friggin' Nick was like, you should have told John Huber of Crown Heads that you were getting married. He would have made something special for you. I was like, well, I didn't know that. Like, I've only been here 3 years. I don't want to take advantage.
Yeah, that's why I
but that's
asked you
really
that.
cool, though. No, but that's really cool that
Mine
they
had no
did that.
rings. I put rings with our initials
Yep.
and our date, and it was 200 cigars. I remember. I bought 100. The company that makes those cigars gave me 100
Gifted
as a
you-
present. For
Did they
my
come
wedding.
in like bundles or?
They came in bundles.
Bundles, cool. All right.
And they give it away like in trays during
That's
the
cool.
wedding.
Do you still have a few like that you're not going
I
to
have
smoke?
one.
You have one?
And when I was going to smoke it, my wife was there and she's like, "You're not going to smoke that cigar. That cigar is going to be in your humidor forever."
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
"Ugh." Same with
Even
this.
if it's your last cigar ever.
I have
yeah.
one cigar for our wedding and one cigar for my kids when he was born.
Awesome.
And I smoke all of them except one and gave them away
Nice,
to smoke
yeah,
with friends,
yeah.
obviously, because
You know,
if you're
when-
not sharing with cigars, you're not doing anything, you know?
When my daughter was born, when I got home and things were settling down, I enjoyed one of my favorite cigars, and then we had a baby number 2 in April of this year.
Oh, you're faster than me. Mine's coming in January. My baby number 2.
No, well,
Late
congrats.
January, thank you.
Yes, 2 kids it's a different beast.
Yeah.
But no, I was able to, just kind of. I think my father-in-law was like, "Let's have a cigar for your son." I was like, "All right," So it's definitely that's what cigars are for special moments.
Right.
You know? We're sitting here talking and reminiscing about weddings and kids, and cigars are involved. Because they're for special moments a lot of the time.
Part of life.
Yep.
My kid's only 2 years old, and he can say the name cigarro cigar in Spanish
Nice.
pretty well. He has a little difficult with the R part, but he goes cigarro de papá.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
cigars. And in a meeting with a sister company of you guys, Tabacalera Garcia,
Yeah.
I had lunch with one of the executives there in Santiago a couple months ago. And my wife had a patient. She's a dentist. She had a patient. She's like, "I cannot pick up Piero at the school. Can you pick him up? I have a lunch." But okay, I'm going to send a key account manager there, and I'll pick up Piero. But then the school and the restaurant were nearby. So I was like, I'm going to stop and say hi with Piero before I drop him home.
Yeah.
So I sit there. We're all sitting there. And this guy gives me a few cigars. 150th anniversary, by the way.
Yeah. Oof. They're so
And he
good.
gives me a few. He knows I love them. And I put it in my pocket. Piero is in my lap. And we're talking for 5 minutes. He takes it. I don't mind. It has cellophane. And he puts it in the mouth. I still don't mind because he has done it at my house.
Yeah.
But then he did something I never expected. He went... Two years old. Just turned 2. I was like...
I'm in trouble.
No, I was even proud. Obviously, he's not going to smoke.
Proud. No, I'm sure you were proud.
He's not going to smoke anytime soon,
No,
obviously.
no. But
And-
he's impersonating you.
Or
he just knows
I
it,
noticed
yeah.
he's been seeing it, and
Yeah, yeah.
monkey see, monkey do,
Yep.
and he definitely did it. But I know he put it before in his mouth because he sees what I put in my mouth. But the blowing part,
That's hilarious.
that was
That
hilarious. So that
After a
night, I
long
told my
day.
wife, she's like, "What?" But she was not mad. She was laughing too.
After a long day at pre-K or daycare.
Because even when he was 2 months old, I would smoke in front of him, just a couple yards away, and I'll throw the smoke to another place. Obviously outdoors, but
Yes. No.
he's been to factory twice so far
More
already.
than me.
Right. Hopefully that'll change soon, but yes.
No, that's awesome. I mean, especially being around that if you have factories and fields there, being around that culture is just what it is down there. And that's part of the culture that we do miss while living here too. I like I said, I got to see the fields in Connecticut, and I thought they were awesome. I got to see them during the springtime and then the summertime, and you could see the difference and just how big the fields are. And that's just one field, you know. And you hear places in the DR or in Nicaragua where it's just a 15-mile road with just fields.
Especially in
fields.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, Nicaragua.
It's
It's
overwhelming.
like AJ Fernandez, Drew Estate, Perdomo.
Overwhelming.
It's just boom, boom.
It's
boom.
overwhelming the amount
Yeah.
of tobacco you see there.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
It's you go to Esteli and it's all you see is tobacco. You think those people don't even eat because you don't see any other plantation.
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
And you go to the R, you'll see tobacco, but you'll see plantains, you'll
Mm-hmm.
see banana, you'll see rice, you'll see more stuff. Yuca, which is a cousin of potatoes, just
Yes.
potatoes. But you go to Esteli,
It's just tobacco.
it's unreal, unreal.
What are So what are some of your favorite cigars you do like enjoying? After after your friend gave you a bundle, was there a brand that you started gravitating more
So
towards?
I got to DR. I started going to La Tabaqueria, which is the oldest or one of the oldest, not the oldest cigar lounge in DR. Back in those days, the owner was Henky Kellner. He used to
Yep.
work at
Davidoff?
Davidoff.
Yep.
Yes. And you'll hang out there and, listen to all these people that work in the industry. Not only him, that has so many stories.
Yeah.
He's such a good storyteller. I started smoking William Ventura cigars. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
who William is, El Maestro. He doesn't travel that much, but his son is all around. He has the Ventura cigars
Yeah.
now.
I've gotten into Aventura a lot this year.
Henderson Ventura.
Yeah.
So I started smoking some William Ventura cigars and buying for them. He has a brand called El Maestro. That's his nickname. The Master. He used to be a roller for Davidoff back in the day, by the way.
Wow.
Eladio Diaz used to hang around there, who has his own factory now, but he used to be the master blender for Davidoff. And you start smoking a lot of stuff without rings that they'll give you because they see that you start getting passionate and they want people to
They don't want
start learning and enjoying. And I think
there's ring bias for sure.
I have a funny story about that. I'm sitting outside of that little terrace that they have, and Don Eladio is, I don't know, in another table, but he's looking at me. I don't know he's looking at me, but definitely he's looking at me. And I'm doing this. And he interfered the conversation. He goes, with his voice, Castellanos, he goes, my last name. He never calls me Diego. He goes, Castellanos. You're not doing anything. And I go like, can you please teach me? Like, what should I do? And he started teaching me about the 4 points of the palate, the retroinhaling thing. And now you're smoking.
So he just saw you not doing it right, and he was like,
yes.
I'm gonna kind of now. Here's another way you could appreciate cigars.
Yes,
more.
and obviously I started appreciaing more the taste of it, more notes that you get from it, the real strain of the cigar. You really have it when you do the retro. And after that, I got more curious, so I got closer to La Aurora. I got closer to Tabacalera Palma, where back in the day, Nodal used to make the aging rooms there.
Yeah.
And I still remember a cigar that I loved that disappeared, which is the aging room Maduro. It was a red ring that it had. I'm talking about 11, 12 years ago.
Okay.
And I remember that I used to come to the city because my sister was still in New York with my family to visit. And I would go to lounges, to Cigar Inn in New York City. I forgot the name of another one that is in Midtown now. I don't know if it's still there. I'll find out this weekend.
Have you been to Carnegie Club?
No.
That's a really awesome spot.
I found out about that place, and let's get there.
Okay. Let me finish the other
one. And I remember that I sat with my brother, and here's what we were talking earlier, that the conversations and the friendship that become from a lounge. Sitting with my brother, smoking a cigar. I remember I was having a Liga Privada. And I remember my brother was having...
And this was what, 10, 12 years ago?
That's 12 years ago.
Like when they first came out,
because
right?
I was... Yeah. After that, I started dating, who's my wife today.
Yes,
so that's how I remember. It was Christmas. It was near Christmas. I returned January 2nd. So it was before New Year's Eve. It was snow day. So we were like... We told my dad he doesn't smoke. He's a doctor. He's like, do you want... Well, he could smoke even being a doctor.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. He just hates cigarettes. And I think... his ignorance associates cigars with cigarettes.
Yeah,
and,
like most people.
And I've seen him have a couple in 20 years, but he's not a fan. So we sat there, and my brother was smoking a Fuente cigar. And there was 4 African-American guys next to us talking. We were talking here, but I'm listening. And I interfered the conversation because they were talking about Tabacalera Palma. And I said, guys, I'm looking for an aging room Maduro cigar, and I've been to these spots and haven't found it. He's like, no, you're not gonna find it in the city. You might find it at Papa Juan in the Bronx or something like that. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go that far.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do you know that cigar? I'm like, well, I know who makes it. I know the owner of the brand. He's like, how come? And I go, because I'm from Dominican Republic. I remember the guy was like, you Dominican? And like we're both Dominican,
Yeah.
and we both enjoy cigars, and we're involved in the industry. I was not an IPAC yet, nope. And he started talking about pro cigars. So he was Dominican too, but he lives in the States for a long while.
Yeah.
The other three guys were not; they were Americans, and we just made a bigger table. And that guy, Cesar Reyes, I don't know if you know him. I don't think you have his cigars. He has a small factory now.
Really? What's the name of the cigar?
Caminos is the name.
Yeah.
It's a small boutique factory, and he sells locally mostly to
Where's the factory?
cigar
Is it
lounges.
in the DR?
In Tamboril, in the DR.
Okay.
Back in the day, he didn't have any. He was just a cigar smoker.
Yeah.
And I remember he told me, by the way, I'm talking to somebody at Pro Cigar. I want to join. And I told him, but I don't know if I want to spend all the money. I'm like, let's do this. I'll get you into the factories, pay all the dinners. Like, talk to them, buy tickets for the dinners.
Yeah.
I'll make it happen with the factory. So he did that, and he came that February. So we became tighter.
That's awesome.
And he has the most complex palate that I ever seen. This dude in that trip brought me a huge Ziploc with around 20 to 30 cigars. I remember San Lotano, the first time I had it was there. The old ring one, not the new San Lotano, that it looked kind of like a cowboy cigar.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I remember there was Padron there. I remember Fuentes there. I remember Colorado Claro Davidoff, which is one of my favorite Davidoff cigars, by the way. And you cannot find that one in the R.
No.
You have to find it in the States. And there were other ones, but it came with a sheet of paper, handwritten. And there was like 2 or 3 lines for each cigar. And he told me in what situation he wanted me to smoke every cigar and what I had to look in every of those cigars when I was smoking them. Imagine that. And this dude has such an evolved palate.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes, and there's not that many people. I know a lot of smokers and non-smokers make fun of people like, I feel the chocolate and vanilla and all these flavors that maybe I feel notes occasionally, but not in every
No, not every cigar.
And this dude, he has that kind of palate.
Where he could find a note in every cigar he smokes?
Yes. So that's my story there, and with that cigar with Aging Room. And it doesn't exist anymore, but I think it's just how I make that friend. I have another friend that's a pilot for JetBlue that this dude introduced me to him, and they made it the same cigar in smoking.
Wow.
And this industry just...
It's full of those stories and situations so many friends. Like that.
I can't... Everybody, I think, has stories like that.
Oh, definitely. It's just... I don't know. Like you said, there's not really one other product that brings people together like cigars. I've made just friends from... like Instagram, just them following me from working here, and then we've become friendly. Like we become friends over the years, and you find they're not from here in New Jersey. Some are from Kentucky, some are from Florida, some are from Texas, and you just cigars brought you together. But then you're like, oh, like you like basketball, you like these movies, you like that, and then you just start.
That's what hooked me up about this podcast. Is that I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah.
My wife is like, another sport you're gonna start watching all the time.
What's your favorite sport?
NFL.
NFL?
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Vikings. And
yes, because you said you lived in Minnesota.
I lived in Minnesota for a year. That's where I learned how to watch football.
Nice, yeah.
And that was 26 years ago now.
Okay.
And
so Randy Moss.
Yeah, I saw Randy Moss. Jeff George, I think, was the name of the quarterback then. Then Dante Culpepper.
Then Culpepper, yep.
Also the Patriots. I'm a big Brady fan.
Yeah.
So half of the people hate me, and half of the people love that I'm a...
I've appreciated Brady more as time has gone on. But no, yeah, I love sport, all types of sports, and you're seeing a lot more too. Just I'm always intrigued when like a team wins a championship, what they're smoking. They're probably smoking things that aren't on the market.
Well, not really.
Really?
It's just so hard to zoom in.
Yes.
When you take a screenshot and see it.
Try to see what maybe the color of the band is,
sometimes,
and then kind of like...
people from the industry, especially Dominican manufacturers, know that I follow that sport, and they tell me, for example, if the Dodgers win, check it out. They're gonna smoke this cigar that I sent through somebody that
That's
knows
cool.
the manager of that player or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that brand just posted on Instagram
Yep.
or repost they're smoking my cigar.
Yep.
But most of the time you don't know. For example, I'm a fan of Joe Burrow too. And
Yeah.
he's a great player, but my main reason is
Was
he was
LSU
smoking
when he was
cigars
smoking
at LSU. Like, how can I not like that guy?
No, I
Right?
love that. Was when I first started, and that coach Ed Ogeron, he's like, "Go enjoy that cigar, boy." He said it like that with his voice, and then they're just in the locker room. He's just sitting there smoking it. You could tell he's probably never had like that was maybe his first few times he's had a cigar, but he was just smoking it like a pro. But yeah, no, I remember that. We've talked about that a bunch when that came out. And even like the documentary, The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, where he's smoking that like.
Do you know where that was taped?
Was it taped in the DR?
DR.
That yeah.
North coast of the DR.
Really?
Yes.
He's got a house down there, or
No, he was at Amanera, which is a very expensive and exclusive
part of the DR?
hotel. No,
Yeah.
hotel.
Oh, it was
It's
a hotel.
There's other Amaneras in other places.
I didn't know it was filmed down there.
And
That's
it's,
awesome.
It's very expensive.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, if Jordan was there, it's several thousands a night to stay there, and it gives you the right to play golf at Rio San Juan golf course. It
why.
probably has a different name.
Yeah.
I don't play golf. I do watch golf, by the way. But and the only way you can play there is if you stay at that hotel.
Yeah, so he loves golf. Everyone knows that,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So,
forever.
but that cigar was like, and I think he at the last shot, he was definitely sipping on rum and having a cigar.
I think that was whiskey.
Well, you think it was whiskey? Okay,
That's what I heard. I wish it was Dominican rum.
I thought
but
it was. It looked to me like rum, but I'm probably probably
And,
wrong. But that
that's-
cigar was like that big.
Yes.
No bands.
I
Nothing on
never
it?
seen him
So me and my friends.
since the 2000s with a band in a cigar.
No,
There
no.
might be a picture there in Google,
Yeah,
but
so I
I've
don't know if
never
that
seen
was.
it.
I don't know if that was like a Cuban cigar or from the DR.
That's what
like,
people
you'd hope.
say, but I have no idea.
Well, you'd hope if he's down there, So
Yeah, but I know he started with Cuban, and that's why you hear in the industry that Jordan
Mm-hmm.
likes Cuban cigars. And if he does, if he gets them, I think he should have probably some special pair of people that makes them for him.
yeah,
Because the situation in Cuba and the standards, because of their political situation, is not as good as Nicaragua and DR. So the way they make cigars, they don't have the resources as other factories for the quality control.
Yeah.
I've never been. I'm talking about from where I see it,
Yeah.
what I hear from people that have been to Cuba. But I wish Jordan is first idol I had as a sports fan.
yeah.
I grew up watching him play in the 90s. I was a teenager, and I had a sheet of paper writing down everything. When he scored, 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. That's how I watched Jordan back in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, he was basketball was my favorite sport.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I grew up liking the Nets, and then a little bit, but then transitioned to being a Knicks fan. So then you get to kind of see the stories of the Bulls and the Knicks go to battle, and part of me is like, oh man, Jordan, but I think he's the greatest of all time.
Oh, no discussion.
I don't really. There's really not up for debate. I mean, I would say Kobe Bryant is up there too. Kobe, I think growing up watching Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, like those are the guys I loved. I appreciate
Yeah.
like The Last Dance made me just fully appreciate Jordan. I've always appreciated him, but hearing stories I never really heard about, when he hurt his foot his freshman year, but he still wanted to play. And
The flu game.
yeah, the flu game. Yeah, so
It was a good insight that there was no way we could have it back in the day.
no,
when he
no,
played.
not at all. And I do appreciate the game now. It's a lot different, but I appreciate guys like Jalen Brunson who play hard and things like that, But
Mention Cat. Come on, he's the
oh no, I love Cat. Yeah. He is great. He's a Jersey boy. I was happy with that trade. And everything he had to endure during COVID with losing his family.
Yes.
He's still showing up in Minnesota and playing. I love Anthony Edwards too. he's on the Timberwolves. He's crazy.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's awesome. So,
Well, I was a Timberwolves fan, but not because I play. I not play. I live in Minnesota, but it was because of Marbury and Kevin Garnett.
yeah.
I was still a teenager, and they were cool new guys coming in.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't make it. They were never champs.
I love Garnett.
But it was so much fun to see them. I remember I had a poster because it had Minnesota. They were good. They were fun. 'Cause I first as
Was
any
that
Dominican.
poster where Garnett wore the Vikings jersey?
No,
And no, not that one. All right.
not that one. And I was not in Minnesota then. I had the poster before I went
Oh,
to
wow.
Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I had a Jordan poster forever until I probably moved. And with the USA team.
Nice.
But it was not the real thing. I noticed years after that. I saw the same poster with the Bulls uniform. I was like,
oh no.
they just posted there. It was
They
like,
just put USA there. Yeah.
yeah, but it's still good. It's still
Awesome.
good to me. As any Dominican, we're first baseball fans.
Yeah.
Not a fan anymore, thanks to the NFL and the NBA.
Yeah.
Then Jordan made me be a fan of the NBA. I'm not a fan as I was before. I kind of watch the regular season anymore. Maybe
Playoffs
Christmas
are-
Day because they only put together a
Christmas
good game.
is great. Yeah.
And but I do watch the playoffs all the way through.
Yeah. They are so exciting to do. But yeah, I mean, because Cat's Dominican, right?
He's half Dominican.
Half Dominican,
His
yeah.
mom was
His
Dominican.
mom was Dominican,
She
yeah.
passed away. But his Spanish not great, but he feels Dominican. He plays for the national team today. He could play for the USA perfectly.
Yeah, but I think he plays for them,
He
right?
plays for
Yeah.
us. He plays for us.
I think he
And
definitely did that for his
he
mom.
wants to
and-
give back to the community in
Yeah.
DR. I recently met him briefly for a few minutes in DR.
Really?
Because he's doing a stadium in Santiago together with ministry, an American ministry.
Is he really?
Donators that have sports facility there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mainly baseball, basketball, I think volleyball. And he's investing 50% of that stadium is going to be air conditioned, 2,500 people in the same facility where everything else is.
That's great.
And it's just for little kids of the community of Tamboril, which, by the way, is where most of the factories are, like La Aurora, La Palma.
Uh-huh.
And it's a place where kids go for free for sports.
That's
Kids
awesome.
that his parents cannot afford
Yeah.
for them to be in sports. They, as an exchange to reading the Bible for an hour a week, they get sports. And Cat
That's
is
what it's all
investing.
about. Yeah, like that's what it's all about, giving it back. And you could tell he probably did that for his mom. Like it's devastating when you hear him talk about his
he
mom.
even
You
said
know,
it
yeah,
that my mom was so tight with the DR, my family.
yeah,
I want to give back to the community. He wants to be involved with that stadium, but he wants to keep being involved with it. It's not like, here's the money, make the stadium, and I'm gone.
Yep.
No, I want to be involved.
like, here's
I
the
want
money, I'm
to
done, yeah.
evolve to more things later,
Yeah.
But first the stadium.
That's great.
Supposed to be ready next year.
Nice.
They want it ready before the season so he could be there. Like he was, when I met him, was the announcement of this stadium. And I'm
Nice.
friends of those Americans that are involved with that ministry.
Was he nice?
And one of them is Cigar Smoker, by the way. He's
Uh-huh.
very nice. We were honest. I was like, I'm a big NBA fan, not a fan of the Knicks.
Yeah.
But after I met him, now I want to watch the Knicks.
yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah.
And now I feel more connected, kind of
How
connected.
could you
to the
not?
Knicks.
Yeah, how could you not?
And you want him to thrive there to maybe get a title. You were close last year, at least to make it to the finals. And I was rooting for them even then.
I was rooting for Knicks Timberwolves finals, just because they did that trade. It would be really good. It'd
They're
be
playing
good
tonight,
marketing.
by the way,
Yes, they
in
are.
New
Yeah, they are.
I contacted people from the ministry to see if I could get tickets because they were very expensive.
Yo.
And they said, I can get you to meeting after the game, but you have to buy the tickets.
Yeah, my wife works for a company in New York City, and she's always like, "I'm trying to get tickets." Last year, she tried getting Christmas Day tickets, Knicks versus Spurs. They're just $600 a pop, and she's like, "I can't justify it." I was like, "I agree."
So do
can't
I.
like for playoff tickets. I could pay $400 for a playoff ticket at the Garden. I could. That's an
Oh,
atmosphere.
I've never been to the Garden, so
Okay,
I would
yeah,
do it
I would
too.
do that.
I would do it too.
Anything more than like 300, 350, I really have a hard time pulling the trigger.
So do I. Especially for that amount of money. You want to be near the court.
That, and if they're gonna lose, I'm gonna be angrier. Like I'm not just spent, because that's not where the money stops. You gotta buy snacks and beer and all that.
Yeah.
So you're looking at $500 to $600 for one night, and then they get beat. I would be just so, knowing me, I'd just be so mad.
Are you one of those fans that really gets in a bad mood when his team loses?
Not like a regular season game. I'm a Giants fan. I was really upset.
You're not the only one I see.
Yeah. He's got the hat on. Yeah. When they played the Broncos, that made me mad because they were up.
I saw that game.
But I will say, I hate to admit it, when the Knicks lost the playoffs last year, for probably 2 days, I was just devastated. I wasn't angry or mad. I was just like,
it's even worse than being mad.
We really had a legit shot.
You did.
And injuries again, like the year before, it was injuries.
Yes.
And everyone wants to place blame on Tom Thibodeau or this or that, but I'm not comparing it. I coach youth basketball.
Oh, really?
You try to impart like everything you know onto them, but I'm not out on the court.
No.
Right? So I don't want to say, it's fully players, but you try to prep them as good as you can.
Yes.
And then you hope that they listen and execute. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So you don't know, like, you can have a coaching staff that can try and stop, like Halliburton or whomever. But if the players are out there just making mistakes. But I was devastated because I was like, my baby was born in April. I was like, he'll be 3 months, and in his first 3 months, he'll get a championship by the Knicks.
Wow.
I was waiting to go to the parade. I tell people here, I tell my wife, the Knicks win, I'm going to the parade in New York City. Like,
why not?
Just going to go. So I was devastated because I was like, damn, I really thought that. Everyone's like, well, you would have gotten smoked by Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm like, I don't know. They went to 7 against the Pacers.
Yeah.
The Knicks went to 7 against or 6 against the Pacers. So you never know. But I don't get like angry. Like, maybe when I was younger, I would, but I don't
Boston,
get.
that was the
champ. I loved that,
and that had to be great for you.
Yeah,
guys. Any New Yorker,
yeah,
fan or not, had to be felt good.
Yeah, because I forgot who I met recently. They're a Boston sports fan, and I was like, you guys are just so damn spoiled. Like, ever since like the past 25 years, you've had the Patriots just dominate, the Bruins, the Red Sox, the Celtics.
2 eras.
Yeah, the Celtics. Like, you guys are just like, you are a true sports, like a championship city. People can say LA as well. I mean, early 2000s, yes. Recently with the Dodgers.
Yes.
But Boston, like in the 4 major sports, they've won, I think, at least more than 2 in each major sport.
Which is unreal.
Which is insane. Football it's crazy. The Patriots were just insane.
Yes.
That's why I can't.
We're not going to see that. And
you can't.
Don't compare me the Chiefs to
I was
the
just
Patriots.
about to say.
Because people do. And I don't think we're ever going to see that again.
No.
And if we do, I will enjoy it, even if it's a team that I don't like, because who doesn't want to see history happen? I do.
Well, I mean, you get fatigue when the same team wins over and over. But, like, the way the Patriots were winning was just insane.
It was a system.
It was a great system, and everyone wants to sit here and say, oh, it was just their defense. I was like, no, Tom Brady made some great plays throughout those Super Bowl runs.
Even the first
runs.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was different roles
and he
from
seized
the first
his moment.
one to the last
he
one.
seized his moment. There's really no excuse when you're drafted 197th or 8th, whatever he was. There's no like he has no excuses. He's he got to where he was because he was ready.
Of course.
And I don't understand why Giants fans don't like him, because Giants were the only teams to beat him in the Super Bowl. If you're a Jets fan, I understand.
Don't tell
completely.
me that, because he was both time I was in Madrid.
Yeah.
And I almost cried the first time.
I bet. No,
I'm not kidding.
I bet.
It was 5 a.m. there. Remember, there's a big time difference.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna start an internship the next day, and I went to bed lost at 40-degree weather, raining,
just upset and sad. Yeah.
and only slept like 2 hours before going to my internship. So upset, I couldn't even believe it. That helmet catch.
Oh yeah.
Was. I don't even know.
I've never
how
seen
happened.
anything like that.
We haven't seen it after that.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
Lose because of that. And yeah, you New Yorkers are going to tell me, well, you only scored 40 points. You were so cocky. In the press.
I mean, that team, though.
Well, he did enough.
that Patriots team had enough to be cocky because they broke records. I think he threw like 50 touchdown passes that year. Randy Moss had 25 receiving touchdowns.
I was like playing video games.
Yeah, it was.
Literally.
And I remember they flexed the last game of the season, the Patriots Giants, or like one of the last weeks of the season, to a Sunday night game, and it was a close game. And I remember someone being like, "That would be a cool like super," because Giants were not expected to be there, but Patriots just ran through everybody, and it was like watching video games, like. Every other Sunday was 4 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. 2 of them went to Randy Moss. 5 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. 3 of them went to Randy Moss. And you're like, what's happening right now?
Yes,
I've never seen.
We haven't seen it again.
No.
Yet.
I don't mind Mahomes, but he's not putting up stuff like that.
No, he's great.
Different with certain things, but Tom Brady was just.
He was so methodical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their talents are different. They're 2 great players. I think Brady's superior.
Yeah. But he had that DNA. Brady had the same DNA of
Jordan,
Jeter, Tiger Woods.
I was going to mention Tiger.
He's
the one that made me be a bigger fan of golf. Although I only watch majors nowadays. But I am a fan. If Tiger was playing, I was watching.
I think everyone was. So
I'm really sorry it ended up earlier than what I wanted to.
Yeah, I would like to see him kind of continue. But it was cool when he won the Masters in 2019. That was pretty cool.
My wife's family, they don't follow sports, and they were there. And they couldn't even believe it. They were there watching it with me.
Okay. I was going to say they went to the Masters. That's cool.
No. I would love to go to the Masters. We were watching that, and they were like, "Is this normal?" And I was like, "No. This is not normal in any sports. What's happening here?
Him coming back.
You're
from
never
going to
see it again.
Yeah.
And that amount of people running behind him, is just.
And now his son looks like he's. His son Charlie, I think.
You think
his son? His son
he looks good, but I'm not a golfer.
Good, but I don't think I'm not either. But his son, I mean, when you have your father as Tiger kind of being behind you, coaching you, I think I'd give him any I'll give him any opportunity and chance. But Tiger was one of one, and you see that a lot, Same, Kobe was one of one.
Yes.
Even Iverson. I know Iverson didn't really.
I see that you're a fan of Iverson.
I love Iverson.
I wasn't. I appreciate what he did, but I was so into Jordan then.
Yeah.
That I was not paying attention.
You grew up with Jordan? I mean, I did too, but I really got into basketball when I was a teenager.
I got into basketball as a teenager, right before he went away to play baseball for a couple years.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I started watching him. I was a little bit younger, but I think when I as a teenager, just things Iverson did culturally and all this other stuff. So.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on today and chatting about everything.
Thank you for having me, man.
No, this is great. This is the first time meeting you. I feel like I said, I've known you forever. So hopefully we can have you on again soon, or we can come visit you down in the DR. I'd love to.
You can even do this thing. We could bring Tyler too and do it
to the podcast. Yeah, I can do the podcast down there. Shit.
Maybe do one. Well, you have so many people. You have to choose who you want. Maybe you have to stay a week and do 1 episode a day, and then you have like a month of episodes.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because there's plenty of interesting people.
I can't see Tyler saying no to that at all. So
I don't know if the equipment can. I don't see that is that big amount of stuff. So
no. We travel with this equipment a lot, and with like the lights behind us, they're really good.
To see. That would be great. I'll tell Nick on Friday. Do it. Because he was supposed to go this year. Him and Brad, they should come next year. Bring you guys and
I'd love to.
Connect you with a few people from the industry. That'll be so interesting.
That would be so good. And it's different content for us too, because I think kind of getting into factories and fields and stuff. I think people would love to see that.
Yeah,
you could hear about it, us talk about it, but seeing it firsthand, I think cigar lovers would really appreciate it more. Honestly, in my opinion. So. But thank you guys for watching our episode today. Make sure to check out, visit the website. Was it iPack?
iPack.com.
iPack.com. Get to see all the kind of work that they do over there. Check out the Juan Lopez on our website. The box is great. And smoke it. Yeah.
First time I had it.
I don't light mine a few times, but I think it's just because I'm talking.
I think it was a little dry.
Just because I'm talking. Yeah, because this was on his desk, but I've had this before and it was really good. So. Thank you again for coming on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No problem. And please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.